When Beyond the Bar came out in 2025, I was drawn into the quiet dynamic of a budding closeness growing between the two main leads. They were vastly different in their characters, as one was put together, organized and strict, while the other was everything but. Seok is a partner at his law firm, known best for how he conducts himself with the clients and even with his colleagues. When he was an intern, they said that he was highly efficient at his work and obviously values time management and critical thinking above all else. One of his partners was bragging to Yeon about how when he was an intern, they would give him all this work and he would still manage to clock out on time every day. No matter how much work it was, he came in early, he left early, he did all his work.
단 1초도 일찍 안 오고 1초도 늦게 안 가. 근데 업무는 완벽하게 다 끝.
Then Seok meets Yeon when she comes to work at their law firm as an intern, and is even the only intern that chooses to work in his department. But she is shown to be bad with managing her time. The first time he sees her is when she is late to the interview that decides if she can get the job, and he asks her to leave.
나가세요.
Because he spots imperfections here and there. So it was very evident that she wasn't the best at managing time, both before and after being hired, because even though she did get the job and he was convinced to put her on his team, she would get carried away whenever she was working on something, and then time would fly by and she is not in the office only because she's chasing one lead or the other. So he was not enthusiastic about working with her.
한 번만 더 이렇게 멋대로 굴면 징계 처리할 테니까.
Through the course of their working together though, they begin to find common ground between their lives and build a friendlier relationship with one another. They spoke often about work and graduated to even sharing personal details about their lives with one another. Seok is divorced. I don't know if I mentioned that, and I made a video about he and his ex-wife if you want to watch that as well. While Yeon is facing heartbreak with the breakup between her and her boyfriend. That is mostly the common similarities between their personal lives, where he is also lonely because his wife left him and she is experiencing the heartbreak that her boyfriend caused for leaving her because she had a genetic issue. I don't want to get into that. Though not explicitly stated, I got the feeling that there were some romantic undertones between them, solidified by the last episode, but as I said, it was never outright stated. When it ended, I even made a long video detailing the journey, though internally I wished there had been more. Romance was never outright stated. Again, I'm repeating, it was never outright stated, but the hint was enough for a hopeless romantic like myself to latch onto. And then I saw You mean to tell me I could have had more? Oh my god. I hate when this happens. According to what I read, this isn't like the situation with My Mister. For those who do not know, when that drama was coming out, people apparently thought there would be a romance between the two main leads. But production came out and assured them it wasn't anything like that. The way I heard it originally years ago was someone saying the entire story had to be changed because the audience were complaining about the age gap, and it occurred after filming had wrapped up. So they were surprised by how good it turned out even after all the rework had to be done. I am mentioning this because it is one thing to think there is romance when there isn't, and a different form of torment when you think there is romance and learn that it was meant to be present, but was removed or underplayed in the final product. So you removed the obvious and kept everything else that hinted to it. It's like Damon and Bonnie all over again.
Careful, Damon. Might start to think you actually care.
I don't want to get into the torture of what happened to me when I was watching Vampire Diaries, because I hate to be the person that sees two friends and goes, oh my goodness, they look so cute together, it would be fun if they dated. Because I am also someone who's of the belief that boys and girls can be friends without having any romantic feelings for each other. But with Damon and Bonnie, I'm getting so sidetracked. With Damon and Bonnie, I kind of felt like they could have been a relationship. And then, I never read the books, by the way. I probably should always lead with that. And then I saw someone mention in a reaction video that, do you know in the books, Damon and Bonnie were meant to be a thing? I said, what? Yeah, they had a lot of, they even told themselves they were soulmates. They also wanted them to date at some point. I'm sorry, what?
Get out of here, or I will kill you.
Let's go back to Beyond the Bar. The reason this gets to me is since I started watching K-dramas, I have never seen a couple I liked share the screen again in any project, either in the future or even in the past. I know it's not something that happens all the time, but it's happened enough in other media for me to be hopeful when it comes to those medias, telenovelas, Turkish disease. That's about it. Sebastian Rulli and Angelique Boyer shared the screen so many times, and I've enjoyed it every single time. Sabine and Josh Gutierrez, who were partners in La Malquerida, have done the same. They were villains in La Malquerida and somehow managed to play villains in the next telenovela they shared the screen together, and unfortunately did not get a happy ending in that one. Heartbreaking. Kimberly and Gonzalo from Land of Kings later went on to play a couple again in La Desalmada. Then in the Turkish Disease, the actor and actress that played Hazan and Yaz in Fazilet have been put on screen so many times, 3 in total, but that's a big number for me, and it's a number I need to increase some more, maybe 4, maybe 5. These two. No matter how many times I see them, there's always something that goes wrong that makes me hope to see them again and have it corrected in the next project. But not getting sidetracked. It doesn't happen often, but it happens enough times for me to hope that when I like a pair of actors, I might see them again in the future. Like in Omar, with Omar and Gamze. I love those two so much, and I really hope that in the near future, they will be sharing the screen again. But with K-dramas, I have not seen it happen once with any of the dramas I have watched. Melancholia, never seen those two together again. When the Phone Rings, no projects in the future or in the past. Love Scout, wishful thinking. Marriage Contract, not happening and never happened in the past as well. Lie After Lie, I might as well be lying to myself. So to tell me there was more on the table, knowing there was a slim possibility these two would ever get a chance to shook Slim, knowing there was a high chance these two would never get a chance to showcase their dynamic on screen again, has to be cruelty to a degree. I need to speak to somebody's manager. Now, please. 2 reasons were given, and of the 2, only one doesn't bug me. The first and the most understandable reason is that they didn't want the romance to overshadow the mentorship part of the story.
잘 쓴 서면이 있겠다. 뭐가 문제죠?
제가 잘할 수 있을지가...
그럼 여기서 한번 해보세요.
Which is fair. If it was a creative decision made to where they believe the story would be richer and more meaningful, I can and I am behind that, even though it still nags me. The story was really interesting, and because I didn't think there was romance, and even though now I do know that there was supposed to be, I did enjoy the direction of them growing in the business and growing as friends instead of just jumping in directly to romance. I can't lie, I did enjoy it. The second reason is a change made due to the suspicion of how audiences would feel about the age gap between the 2 leads. And as a little part of the audience, as just me as an audience, I understand you want to remove as many possibilities of your drama failing as possible. They have invested money into this and want to ensure there's nothing that can go wrong. I understand, it's their money. Still, I feel like if your drama isn't one where the older person is taking advantage of the younger one and there is no malicious intent in the romance between the 2, you can take the risk, right? When the Phone Rings had a 10-year age gap, smaller than in this drama, but people still mentioned it, yet it did well. A good amount of the audience thought they were great together. I made a video on that as well, and it's all compliments as to how they handled all the scenes well. The Glory, the actor and the actress have a 14-year age gap compared to their age gap in the story. I have not even seen a negative comment on their roles in the drama in any way, shape or form. The only way I realized she was older than him was because when I was watching a reaction, someone commented how she looks older than all of them, and then a comment responded to that and said, yeah, she's older than all of them. That's how I know. But no one ever mentioned oh my god, she's 14 years older than him. I didn't see anything like that. Marriage contract, 18 years age gap. I might have seen some comments about the age gap, but it's usually how it didn't affect the drama and how much the couple moved them in the story. Still one of my favorite dramas. So, if your drama isn't tackling topics that have abuse, one party taking advantage of the other, I think it's a fair roll of the die to get it made with the romance. Yes, I know age gaps don't always sit well with all audiences.
지금 제 앞에 저보다 11살이나 어리고 초혼이신 여성분이 앉아 계시는데
전 오늘 나오신 분과 매칭이 아주 잘 된다고 생각하는데요.
But if your writing is good, which in my opinion it was, and your actors are good, which they were, save save me the torment and just give me the romance. Again, I want to reiterate that I understand that they want the best possible outcome, but as part of the mildly disgruntled audience, I believe they should have given it a chance. Which brings us to the topic you see on the thumbnail. Beyond the Bar is a drama based on a career and the career path of a particular set of people in a particular field. If you have watched NCIS, Grey's Anatomy, or more recently The Pit, and something closer to the show, Suits, you will agree with me that this is one of the easiest dramas to get a season 2. I am begging. Yes, they wrapped up some storylines, but there are always new cases, new competition, new challenges in a drama like this. And honestly, the story with her boyfriend, I like chaos. And there was one scene that got to me, a scene that never got addressed. Seok is shown exercising in a gym, and Chaeyeon's ex-boyfriend is there. For some reason, the guy walks in, and I think because they're rivals in their companies, he starts trying to exercise harder. And then Chaeyeon calls and he says her name as he's answering the phone.
네, 강 변호사. 업무가 좀 남아 있어서 회사로 복귀할 예정이에요.
And the boyfriend watches him leave, and I just said, I need drama in my life. I want to see him try something, just for a second. So no, I don't want them to overstay their welcome as some dramas tend to do. You know, when things get a season 2 and somehow it just doesn't make sense. Things are so good with their season 1, you push them, you see them, you want them to have a season 2, and then season 2 comes out and it just turns everything in season 1 on its head. I don't want that to happen. But since season 1 got the quiet romance out of the way, and it's a bit clear that these two are working for some audiences, I cannot speak for everyone, maybe a season 2 can give us romance fiends something more concrete. Chaeyeon is still an intern at the firm. The next season could even have a time skip where she is now an official employee and learning more and more, competing with other law firms while her relationship with Seok deepens. Wishful thinking? Maybe, but wishes are horses, and at this point I am a beggar. If there is any potential, I am hoping that it is taken, snatched off the floor. I love these two on screen, and to see them again would put a neat pin in the story that seems to be missing. For all who do not know, the original long video that I did make got copyrighted, and I am hoping that if I do get a season 2, they will be nicer on me when I make an edit, because there will be nothing stopping me from trying. These two were great. If you thought they were good too, comment down below what you enjoyed, and if you have something nasty to say, because like I said, I know age gap isn't everybody's thing, please try and make it nicer. If you just want to comment your distaste, you don't have to be rude to the actors, the actresses, or the drama. Be nice, but leave a comment, tell me how you feel. And if you want to see more of this, you can stop on Patreon to check out other commentaries that I have put up on Patreon. Some of them have been banned on YouTube, so they will be over there on Patreon for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.